Today's objective is I can locate points on a coordinated plane. You can see the picture here is a picture of a coordinated plane. It's a little bit like a line graph, but we are going to have different parts, right? Not just this section, but we have other parts of our line graph as well here, or the coordinated plane. First off, when we have a coordinated plane, we label the two different lines that make up the coordinated plane, just like we talked about on the graphs. The horizontal line, or as we call them in the planes, the axis, right, is the x-axis. The vertical, the one going up and down, is the y-axis. So the numbers on the horizontal line are x numbers, and the lines going on the vertical, the one going up and down, are considered the y. One other point to kind of mention out here is this point right here, right in the middle where the two lines cross. When we're numbering these, we're going to number them with an x and a y number. That point is actually 0, 0. That's right in the middle. It's 0x, it's 0y. It's called the origin. Right? So that point is called the origin. That's where the x and the y-axis cross. Most of the time when you look at coordinated planes, we do have the grids kind of drawn out for us, so it makes it a little bit easier to count where the numbers are at. Here you can see that we're counting up by ones for our coordinated plane. You can see we have, just like a number line, the positive x numbers are going to the right of the origin. The negative numbers are going to the left, just like on a number line. If we look at the y-axis, think of it more like a thermometer, the positive numbers are going up from the origin, the negative numbers are going down from the origin. So you can see how the numbers relate kind of to our number lines and the thermometers that we worked with earlier in the year. Sometimes they will skip numbers and not write a number on every line. So you can see here, we went from 2 to 4, 6, 8. They didn't put the number right here, which would be 1, and 3, and 5. That way they didn't have to write quite as many numbers. Once again, the positive numbers are going this way on the x. The negative numbers are going to the left on the x-axis. Positive numbers go up on the y. Negative numbers go down on the y-axis. You can also notice here that they have them labeled x and y-axis. You may not always see that. You're expected to know that the x-axis is the one going horizontal, left to right. The y-axis is the one going vertical, up and down. When we take a look at our items on a coordinated plane, here we have a point. You can see the red dot here. That red dot has a location. We call that location its ordered pair, right? The exact location for that point. And we use our then x and y values to give the location of that point, kind of like the latitude and longitude you guys did in social studies. So you can see if I look at this point, it's over on the 2, and it's over on the negative 2. Right? That's where the two lines kind of meet. Right? It's on the 2 line, and it's on the negative 2 line, where those two lines intersect each other. Well, how do we then write that as location? Well, we use our parentheses here, and we are going to put in alphabetically. The x comes first, the y goes second. It's an x-y coordinate. The ordered pair would be x and y. So my x is 2, my y is negative 2. So that point is located at 2, negative 2. One thing I've heard other students say they have learned it as, think of it like as an elevator. You must first go in the elevator. So you had a person here. they must go in the elevator first, which would be left or right, staying on the same floor. Then they can go up and down. The first number is your horizontal, staying on the same floor. The second number lets you then go up and down and switch floors. So you can also kind of think of ordered pairs like an elevator that way. Right here we have 3 more points, point A, B, and C. We're going to identify their locations, giving them an ordered pair. So let's start off with A here. If I want to first know it's X, so I'm going to start going left to right, going in the elevator. So it's over at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Looks like it's right there above 6. So my first number is going to be 6. My second number then is going to be the Y. So if I look at the Y, it's up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it is at 6, 8. That is the ordered pair for point A. Let's do point B now. Point B is over here. The first number I'm going to do is my X. The X is over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's above the -6. Remember, I'm going backwards from the origin. I'm going left of the origin, just like on the number line. That's negative. So it's at -6, and it is up 1, 2. It's at positive 2. So its ordered pair would be -6, 2. Let's check out C here. Let's check out C here. Put its ordered pair. Once again, I first start with my left to right. So I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like it's underneath the 4. That's a positive 4. And now I do my vertical, going up and down the elevator. 1, 2, 3. It looks like it's at -4. So its ordered pair would be 4, -4. Now, besides being able to identify numbers, we also want to be able to put numbers into the coordinated plane, be able to graph the numbers. So here we have some letters with ordered pairs, and we're going to graph those in our coordinated plane. So we see point A, it's at 4, 2. Remember, the first number is my X, the second number is my Y. I'm going in the elevator first, horizontal, and then I can go up and down. So I'm going to go over to 4, which is right there, and then I'm going to go up 2. Okay. So I'm at 4, 2. Okay. So there's my point. Now I'm going to then put the letter A there, because that's point A. Next I'm going to do point B. It's at -3. That's my X. The first one's my X. So I'm going over -3 and then 1. So that'd be a positive, which is up 1. And put my B there. Point C is at -2, -2. So I'm going to go over to -2, left, right. Go to my elevator first, then go down, because that second -2 means go down. And that's going to be point C. My next one, point D, is 2, 0. I'm going to go over to 2, and then 0. Well, 0 would actually just be staying right there. I'm not going to go up, I'm not going to go down. I'm going to stay at 0. I'm not going to move either way. So my point would be right there, right? You can think of it as a number line. Okay, I got a 1, I got a -1, well, 0 is right there. 0 is where they both meet. That would be point D. And lastly, point E is at +1. I go over 1, and then -5, down 5, all the way down here. There's my point E. So that's how I graph points, just like how I identify the ordered pair. The first number is my X, which is left and right. The second number is my Y, which is up and down. I'm going in the elevator, stay on the same floor, then I can go up and down. You should then have your guided notes filled out over this. We will talk about this a little more tomorrow in class. You should then also find those points, complete those questions on your guided notes, and bring those done tomorrow for class. I will see you then.